traders, Bitcoin. So we had all these sell signals and opportunities last week to build our positions. On Friday, I did a video and I mentioned be careful on Fridays because more often than not, we see that, and it happened. And I'm always talking about when it pulls back, you're looking for that break of structure. Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't. It pulled back here. We had that. This is why you'll either jump in early on that first change of character, but what you're really looking for is a lower high, a lower low, and then the pullback in. Okay, ideally, that's what you look for. But, you know, I mean, look, if you've been building these positions and you got aggressive and jumped in on that first shift in you can see it here, it's structural shift. Just drop down a little bit low down through here. If you shorted that and you'd been building all of this, it just doesn't matter. It's just the cost of doing this business. You're going to lose one every now and again. All right. So now, the question is where to next? So we were looking at the possibility. The Friday pullback, I really thought that this would happen. So we're going to get into this, and I need to include my buddies on TradingView. I'm going to publish this on TradingView. So let's just take out the indicator because I can't show that on TradingView. And we'll get into this and, pull it apart and I'll give you my take. So let's just do that. Publish, record video, and we'll start again for these guys. By the way, if you haven't already, check out the free trial. Try the indicators before they go up, and or check out my FX account management service. It's on my website. You know where it is, anthonyfx.com. So let's just go here. Okay, traders, Bitcoin. Yeah, Friday. Look what happened. If we go back through my videos, I'll just show you this last video that I posted. My Bitcoin, and I talked about the possibility that this could pull back into VWAP, and given that it was at the end of the week as well. So that was the thing on Friday. As it was, yeah, we got that. So look, here's the thing, and a pullback into the my Fibonacci zone, 61.8. Now, my bias at the moment is actually still bearish. This hasn't convinced me that it's, see that? Okay, so we're still heading in a bearish direction. If we pick up a couple of tools, I'll just grab that, grab a anchored VWAP and just place it. This is a 1 hour chart. We'll just place it at the high of this this move here. Okay, it broke through. Let's just try the 4 hour chart. This is important, guys. Like this VWAP will tell you where big money is flowing. Yeah, 4 hour chart. Let's just place it on that. So there's a couple of things. There's VWAP and then there's the volume profile. The two indicators I talk about quite a bit. I've been using these indicators for many years and I rely on them pretty much. Just want to drop that back a little bit. Is that how you do it? No, that's shaded zone. Oh, the background, is that it? Yeah, I want to keep that in there because that's important. That's the range between the first deviation, bullish and bearish, right? So we pull out of VWAP bearish, and we've got these deviations. So this is the first deviation, second deviation. But this area in here is important. This is generally where, like, the market will trade into a value area. See the midline through. This is a balance area. Balance as in, you'll see that there'll be more or less an even number of buying and selling activity going on through here, right? So this is value. This is where a value area, okay, a balance area, same thing. This is where traders are finding value at the moment. Okay, everybody's meeting in the middle here, right? Buying and selling has come to an agreement. Okay, you get what I'm saying. In fact, we should throw in the volume profile. That'll complete the picture. So let's just grab. We could grab the anchored volume profile. I could throw it in from back here. Yep, okay. That's interesting. Let's just delete that for a second. I'll grab this one here, the fixed range, and we'll go from the high to the low. Yeah, you can see there's these nodes that pull through here. In fact, you know what else we can do with this? We can go out and just go back in time. So I think the volume profile is really important because it's going to tell you where big money is invested. Anchored volume profile. let's just take it back. This is going back 2023, 2024. See this value area through here? This is a daily. All right. Yep, that kind of paints a picture. All right, so we can see here, this is the daily time frame, how we've got this big range through here. This is, at the moment, this is the current value area on the daily. All right, it's come down and it's kind of hanging here for a bit. Let's just go now down to a 4 hour. Yeah, you can see, right? That's a key level. This is institutional. Like this volume profile, point of control is where most of the business was done through here previously. All right, so big money is going to come back to this level. So they've traded down into it, and now we're hovering around through this range. All right, so this is a big value area that, I mean, you can see from the high to the low. Right, so this is currently the range that we're in. And the question is, does this hold here, or is it going to break out bullish or bearish? All right, now a couple of things with this. In terms of the volume profile, we can just come a little bit closer to home if we grab the fixed range, and I can just go from here to here, right? See what that's got to say for itself. All right, this fixed range is giving us, I don't know what that is. That's a previous, is giving us a point of control right here, bang smack in the middle. In fact, let's just get rid of that. This is a bit more relevant. So this is closer to home. So this is the level right here. You can see if we actually grab this, we should be able to extend it right. Let's just have a look. Volume profile, extend right. Okay, values. No. All right. You can see there's a red dotted line, dashed line through here. So that's a key level. So at the moment, that coincides. See the VWAP? It coincides beautifully with VWAP. It's bang on right there. So the question is, do we break above or below this now? So this is key. And this whole range, see the high and low of this VWAP, the first deviation out. This is what you'd call a value area. Okay, so it's moved up from here into here, and we've got it's got this range. Now price is likely to mess around through the high and low of this range. In fact, the volume profile, you could pick the high of this down to, well, at the moment, down to here for now. Right, so you could narrow the range, all right, to this here. So we could just mark that up, value range, it'll do. It's important to do this, guys. You've got to map this out because this is a critical level, and we want to know, is price going to break above this? If it breaks above, this is institutional money that we're talking about in here. I've just messed up my drawing. All right, and so what's going to happen through here is there's going to be an accumulation of either longs or shorts by big money. So you want to just keep an eye on how it wiggles around through here, and then does it break above or does it break below? All right, so this is going to be, as I said, accumulation of either longs or short. My sense is that it's going to short, but we don't know yet, right? We just don't know. If we have a look at and keep an eye on, say, the Nasdaq, even the the S&P 500. This is key. This is like, if money flows into risk assets, I've just been looking at this actually, and it's the same picture. We've got volume profile from here. You can see the value range through here on the volume on the VWAP, and you can see the volume profile. So I was just in here just a little while ago, right? Just drawing this up. So this is trading back into this area here. All right, so we want to see how it trades through here. Does it break above or below? So Bitcoin and the indices, they're both risk assets, and if the indices start to move, or Bitcoin starts to move bullish, we know that money's pouring into risk assets. And on Friday, that's what happened big time. So let's just go back to Bitcoin, and it's just a matter now of just sitting back and waiting to see which way this breaks. My sense is it's probably going to be bearish. All right, everything is kind of pointing south at this point. Pointing. All right, but you could just draw that diagonal. That's another key level as well. see what it does around this diagonal. So I would say we're at a crossroads right here. Does it break above or below? And I wouldn't be opening a position through here at the moment. I would say wait for Monday, Tuesday, and just see how the week starts to shape up. So you want to mark up the weekly open, which is, let's just have a look at that. So we've got Friday, Saturday, right, into Saturday, oh, it's Saturday, Sunday, okay. Let's just call this the weekly open in through here, and just keep an eye on how it trades around the weekly open. That'll do, right? Now, if it's going to be bearish, there's a possibility, you want to consider this. That's the open. If it's bearish, there is a possibility that it actually runs above here. Okay, bearish candle. So what you get the open, the high, the low, the close, right? So if we do the same, we grab this and copy and paste it, right? So we've had a bearish week. So what you want to consider, have a look. See the low down in here? See that? Okay, so it trades down to the low, right? So it opens, you get the open, it runs liquidity up into the high. I'll just do this, all right? So you get the open, the high, runs down to the low, and then pulls back into the close. So if the next week's going to be bearish, watch out for the open, high, low, all right? So watch out for the possible pullback. So this could fake out up into here, all right? So you just want to be really, really careful. Keep an eye on where this trades up in terms of the high, because you're going to get this. Let's just do this. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let's just assume we get a bearish week. Could be a bullish week for all I know, right? So see you got the weekly range. Okay, watch for the high, and then what you want to see is you want to see it break below. You want to see it come back and break through the open. Now, actually, we've had a run above. This is the weekly open. We've actually had a run up into here. So I'm wondering whether that's the liquidity run that they need for this to short. It's already hit these highs coming through. So just keep an eye on this, guys. You know, it might wiggle around above, comes back, retests that weekly open short. So the break above or below the weekly open will be the key. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So just keep an eye on that level. So anyway, look, at the moment there's no setup, there's no trade. It's just a matter of mapping this out and having a bit of an idea of what you're looking for. And this is at a crossroads. You've got this diagonal running down. You've got the weekly open. You've got this value area high. See back in here on the volume profile down to see these nodes that stick out here. So go back, and that'll be the low of this particular area here, and then that's the high. So this is the value range I'm talking about, and then it extends. Well, this is the high and the low of the VWAP. So, take that out, see the VWAP, right? So you just want to keep an eye on VWAP high and low, the VWAP middle line. So does it break under the VWAP midline? And look, here's the thing. If it breaks this VWAP low, and if you come down to a lower time frame, like even a 5-minute time frame, what does that look like? You could keep an eye on this with VWAP on the lower time frame. In fact, you could do this, guys. Here's the thing, right? So even go to a 15-minute. Here's a plan for you, right? Use the VWAP, right, on the 15-minute time frame. So you're going to anchor it way back in here to give you that, but you're also going to anchor another one, anchored VWAP on this high here. And just keep an eye. See, at the moment, this is VWAP number 2. So you've got VWAP 1 behind you, VWAP number 2 here. So what you want to see is, you want to see this, if it's bearish, you want to see it break. See the shaded zone on VWAP under here. You want to see it break under there and retest that level, and then that could be your opportunity to short. Right. So this is important. This level here. I don't think I'm looking to buy Bitcoin at the moment, given how bearish this is. So there's a possibility. So you've got one VWAP line, the big one running through here. You got this one that's anchored back in here, running under here. All right, so does it break above or does it break below? Good question. So just wait for that to break, and and to give you not just the first breakout. You want to watch for like if it's going to break below, there'll be one breakout and then there'll be another one. All right, the first breakout is usually change of character, and then the second one is the break of market structure. So you want to wait for that second one and just keep an eye on, as I said, the VWAP level and the first low high, second low high pullback, and that would most likely to pull back into VWAP, like retest VWAP. Anyway, look, that's the whole thing, guys. I don't want to drag this out, but you know that'll help you plan this trade, and yeah, it gives you a bit of context, and just don't trade blindly. You know, like use the information that we've got, and yeah, make a difference. Oh well, that's quite a bit, really, isn't it? So I could say buy on the or sell. See, I want a higher time frame bias, and my bias is actually bearish given the higher time frame. I'm not bullish at the moment unless we have a serious, reversal. But I'd be looking to sell on a bearish break and retest of this range. That's what I would be looking for. That's quite a bit of info. Anyway, look, I hope I haven't overwhelmed you or anything. With that, I hope you have a great day, safe trading, and see you in the next one.